This podcast of storytellers would like to acknowledge the first storytellers whose land we are recording on today, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. We would like to pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging. We acknowledge them and other Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples whose culture lives on today in Naarm, the city Melbourne. Theirs is the oldest in the world and their sovereignty was never ceded.
To the Book of War and Avatar Legends Real Play, all you baddies, benders and babes, the story of 4 runaways seeking the Book of War in a world without the Avatar. My name is Jesse Thomas and I play Minh, FANG, the Foundling, he, him, a repressed runaway lava bender from the Earth Kingdom who found a new home for themselves in the Northern Water Tribe while hiding from deadly family secrets.
Is it because I cheersed your how good you were last time, how clean it was? It's just a bit grubby. No, it wasn't dirty, just a bit grubby.
I deal with this kind of criticism every episode, as you're aware. So if you would like to send some hate mail to Ash on my behalf, you have my permission. My Minh fact for today is...
The Minh fact is, this is the email address with which to send that.
Yes. My Minh fact for today is the reason Minh knows about the Water Tribe's full moon juice, I guess we'll call it. Their Jordan's special secret stuff. What is it in Space Jam where they write the water on the thing?
Oh yeah,
and everyone they get super strong, but
it's just water,
placebo.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's just the moon.
Yeah, it's just the moon. Is because Minh and his dad had an argument about what kind of bending was better, and this was when he was a teen in the north. So he challenged his dad to a duel, a bending duel, out somewhere in the glaciers where there was some earth and some water. But he didn't know it was during a full moon. And his dad proper soused him quite violently. And he was like, first rule of combat, Minh, is actually do your research. It's a full moon and I could have destroyed you at any point. And he's like, I hate you, Dad. And he's like, it's fine. This was fun for me.
Hey, sport, you've just learned your lesson.
Yep.
Hi, my name is Lucas. I play Tomo the Hammer, he, him, a combustion bender, but you've all know that part. What you don't know is what happened to me when I was a wee baby.
A wee baby.
This is some deep Lucas lore facts coming.
Yeah. So I was born, my grandfather, my father's side, died a few days after I was born. And so the thing is, he hated my mother and my mother hated him. So they had a funeral. This is in Bangkok, Thailand. So funeral, my mother attended. That night, she was in bed. She was at home rocking me. And she sort of basically said like kind of good riddance kind of thing. Now, apparently what happened then was that she started hearing howling, like dogs howling from the direction where my grandfather was cremated, which was the Chinese Thai side of town. Mm. And that howling got louder and louder and louder until she was terrified and shaking and she apologized. Holding me tight, apologizing. And that's when the howling receded back in that direction.
That's terrifying.
This is 100% true. You haven't embellished that at all.
Not at all. Like this is a story my family knows. And we don't.
That's wild.
Like I have my own ghost stories, but that's for another time.
All right.
Deep Lucas lore.
Yeah.
The man's been haunted.
Spirits.
I'm taking notes for this year's Halloween special, by the way.
Yeah, that was scary.
Yeah, this Halloween special this year specifically to scare Lucas.
Just wait till it gets you back for the Christmas special.
Mm.
Hello, everybody. My name is Georgie, Hazel, and I'm playing Nuro the Destined, they, she, he. Nuro is a runaway from the strange and mystical foggy swamp. Once a lone wanderer of this swamp and now part of a pack, Nuro finds themselves navigating a world more complex and mysterious than they ever knew. But every step they take forward, the shadow of the swamp grows bigger. My Nuro fact today is also going to be about how they learnt waterbend. The effect of the moon with waterbending, full moon. They learnt that in literally the last episode. We canonized that. And I think that's actually really cool. Whether or not it's because nobody wanted to tell Nuro about the power of the full moon because they were already too powerful, or whether or not it was just because in the swamp with the thick canopies, the strange energies, the fact that the water doesn't really need that to keep it moving. They just didn't know.
I
and
wonder
now
if
they
there are-
know, and that's everybody else's problem.
Nice. I wonder if there are times where, you were like, I'm going to do this gently, and you overdid something. It's because of the full moon. You just had no idea.
That's
You were
how
just
I
juiced
imagine
up.
it in my head. Like I really looked back, and I don't think there was a time where I even asked that. It makes sense. I never asked if the moon was full to help Nuro in any way. So yeah, absolutely. I do imagine that every time that Nuro just was doing too much with water, it was because of the full moon.
He raging from the moon roids.
Yeah, the moon roids. Yeah, that's my fact. Thanks, man. You don't know what you've done.
Anytime.
Hello, everybody. My name's Ted Darling, and I play Banji the Guardian, him, a runaway from the Fire Nation army who now fights to safeguard a future amidst the chaos of war, for the vulnerable, for his family, and maybe even for himself. Banji fact is that in the last episode, he told Daj and his soldiers that basically no mercy. And Banji's whole attitude towards the Cinder Squad has changed from they were once my family to they've crossed a line that shouldn't be crossed. And I have no mercy, no sympathy for them. So let's slip the dogs of war.
Jesus.
We're right behind you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ash. I am the Grand Master, or Goose Monkey, or Gum Gum.
Gum gum.
Gum gum.
I was looking at Georgie waiting, and Georgie was just smiling.
Wow, wow, bum bum.
What just happened?
Gum gum.
Oh.
Scene change.
It's true.
Gum gum.
We need a little placard with the time and the location. My fact I was going to say last time, but it was much better to get my medal. Chapter 37, everyone will notice that Dicella all of a sudden loses her accent and starts sounding a lot more like Yanni. There's a reason for that. It's because I was laughing so hard at so many of the things that are going to be in the outtakes folder. So Patreon members, you've got an absolute doozy coming. For those of you that aren't Patreon members, hey, it's never too late to hear exactly all the stuff that is way too dumb to put into this show.
Basically, our just most unhinged, overtired moments.
Yeah.
It was a wild time. I think one of my favorites is Lucas saying, I am laying off the chocolate liqueur. So anyways, Patreon members, you get to enjoy that. For those of you that aren't Patreon members, you may get to enjoy that someday. In the meantime,
Pass us chocolate liqueur. No, literally, it's right behind you.
this is a two-part episode, so the recap is going to be very, very brief.
We got played like damn fiddles.
You got played like dang fiddles. I think that there was not a point where you came out ahead. All planning practices were cut off at the ankles. You never really picked up the speed that you wanted, and that has driven you where? Back to me. You stand before Banji's granddad, who is still sitting at the table, tea prepared.
I push Banji forward unceremoniously. I'm like, talk to him.
Granddad, what is this place? What are you doing here?
This is a relic, lad. The former fire avatar Roku set this little thing up.
Right. The guys have said that you had spoken something about threatening them, but listen, we can deal with that at another time. But
Now, to be fair, lad, Did they tell you about how they threatened me?
No?
Oh, aye.
Oh, I mentioned it.
I bet I come off as the bad guy then.
I didn't say you were the bad guy, Grandad, and let's not get into that. There's something that we need your help with. The squad that I was part of, Cinder Squad, they're here, and I think they have Mum and Dad, and maybe other people as well, and they're going to burn the island down, Grandad. I need your help to fight them. Will you fight with me?
Banji, you've always had an overactive imagination. Is this maybe one of your little games again?
Grandad, I know how this sounds, but we were just on a boat that exploded, and I know what these people are capable of, and I just felt it. I feel these things sometimes when people need help, and they need help. It's not in my imagination, I promise.
And it's something you and your wee friends can't take care of.
I mean, probably. We're quite strong, but I don't just want to take care of it. I want to fight alongside my granddad. I want him to come to the island's defense in the way that he taught me. You taught me to be there for people and to protect people. That's what I'm asking. I'm asking for you to live up to that.
I would like you to roll plead, please.
Yes.
And you get a +1 to it.
Ooh.
It's harmony.
Harmony. Am I still impaired?
Yes, but it doesn't apply for this.
It's a 7. Phew.
Close.
The dice was a 5, and then with my +1, and then my +1 with harmony, that's a 7.
He looks at you for a moment, and he stands up, and he gestures for you to come closer.
I walk over to him.
Banji, family means everything to me. So, I will help you, because I can see you're serious about this.
Thank you, Grandad.
But you have to promise me one thing.
What's that?
Once we're dealt with this former family of yours, you have to leave this island.
I meant what I said in my room, Grandad, that I don't plan on coming back. I'll leave this island, and to protect you all, I won't come back.
Do you know what you're promising, lad?
I do.
Aye? Nuro, you're on guard duty. Let's go get this Cinder Squad.
Let's go, Grandad. To make blazes right again.
Please never say that again.
I think as we're all
He you over the back and goes, I brought you up better than this.
I don't want to linger on this, but I guess I really feel for Nuro that they would go over to Arturo and just check in and be like, has anything changed? You okay? Before we head out.
He looks mildly anxious, but also mildly at peace. It's a weird state.
Yeah, I'm starting to wonder if the book is affecting Arturo in any way.
He sort of looks and goes, I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
You promise?
I mean, are you going to promise that you'll be fine?
I can't promise that.
Yeah, I can't promise that neither.
All right.
He gives you a headbutt. I'll be fine.
Okay.
As everyone goes to leave, assuming no one else is going to...
What is would Tomo know Grandpa's name?
No.
No, it's established last episode. None of us know his name.
Okay. All right.
The episode before, sorry.
I think as we go about to leave, I think Tomo says that Grandfather, you understand we are going to go fight people loyal to the Fire Nation to protect your family.
Aye.
And you will fight with us.
Aye. I didn't have to like it, but I've had my promise. That's all I need.
All right. Like Tomo nods. Lead on.
As everyone rounds the corner, Nuro, you have one last little look back at Arturo. And you see him shifting his little legs. And just as you're losing sight of him, you see him begin to walk down one of those tunnels.
Yeah. What? Do I see that?
You're flashing back to the front of the line. Right, where are these ruffians that we need to give a whipping?
Grandad, they're on top of the hill. You know the one that overlooks everything? The one where we sometimes had the trials happen?
Aye.
That's where they are. They don't just want to hurt people, they want to humiliate me specifically.
I think to be fair, trials on Caledon were very few and very far between. It was not like you can maybe remember one.
Yeah.
Like in your entire 14 years living here.
Cool.
As you're walking, and what's the plan of attack?
Hard and fast. Don't let them say anything. I reckon, screw these guys. All right? They just blew a boat up on us. Let's just fight hard and fast. They're going to want to posturate and talk, make a whole thing of it. We just go in there, bending, swinging.
Well, actually, grandfather, they'll be expecting us. They won't be expecting you. If you want us to let us start, and you come in when you think it's the best time for you to come in.
Yeah, or even maybe try and help your family.
Aye.
I think
That way Banji can just focus on the Cinder Squad.
I think that's best, Grandad. I mean, I know that you're a strong and powerful bender who taught me pretty much everything I know, but I think I want to keep you safe as well. And so I think while we do the fighting, you try and get everyone out of there, Mum and Dad and whoever else they've got.
You've never seen your grandfather be so physical with you. Like, he's physically pushing you around a little bit at the moment. You know that this is sort of something that often new recruits excuse me, often new recruits would experience, just this bit of a tussle from the older members to the younger ones. It's almost like a bit of a toughening up. Hey, like, let's get you up and ready. You've never experienced him do this to you. It's never happened. And you didn't realize how strong your grandfather still is. He's got force behind that push. And
Yep.
He says, "You're near worried about me. You needn't be worried about me, lad. I can handle it."
Good to hear.
All right. Formations.
Huh?
Well, the hill's only 2 minutes that way. Get ready in your formations.
Oh, yeah. Team formations, we have them. Minh walks to a spot. Ready.
Tomo goes next to you, like maybe 2 arms length away.
Yep.
I think Nuro's not even paying attention. They're busy. They're looking back at the cave, arms clenching and unclenching. Like, I'm worried about Arturo.
Banji takes point, like right at the front.
Just
Nuro,
Huh?
pay attention. Come on.
I'm worried.
We're about to fight. Arturo's fine. He's a spirit. Lava can't hurt him. That's old news. All right, everybody knows that.
You absolutely do not know that.
I know.
You're just hoping.
I'm lying to a child because I'm going to make them be a soldier of war. All right.
calling HR.
Okay, I think Nuro steps away and walks towards the group and is just like, "What are y'all doing? Why are you standing like that?"
We're standing in our battle formations, and he makes some.
Well, great. I want to be at the front.
Power
Move.
Rangers chopping arms.
Yeah.
Well, great. I want to be at the front. Get out of my way.
Now, listen, everybody.
How do I look?
Power Rangers or Ginyu Force? It's a real mix-up.
Listen, everybody. As if Hannah can be believed, which at this point I don't really know, Talon shouldn't be in this fight, which means that the only,
1 down, 5 to go.
the only close quarters fighter will be Sia and maybe Ignis and Hannah.
so all of them.
Let me just quantify. There are 2 long range. Ignis and Hannah are 2 mid range.
Right. Cool.
What about Pyra?
Pyra's long range.
Yeah, that's right.
With the
Stick.
Stick.
So with Talon gone, Seer's the only close quarters fighter. Hannah and Ignis will probably try and stay back a wee bit and harry us, but the real danger from long range is Pyra and Striker. So I don't know how you want to divvy up the people, but I need to be the one to take Hannah down, I think.
Yeah, sure. Not a problem.
This is her island as well.
Would she accept a one-on-one challenge from you?
Maybe. An Agni Kai.
Get the idea of an Agni Kai, but what does it actually mean?
It's essentially a fight to the death, but it's between two firebenders.
Right, and so is the agreement that whoever wins, the others go away? Like, what are the terms of an Agni Kai?
Pretty much, yeah. Whoever wins gets to set whatever terms they want for the loser.
And do
but
you think she'll take it?
I don't know.
I hate to break it to you, Banji, but if I was still in the military and a desert had challenged me to an Agni Kai, I'd never believe him.
That's true. It is based on honor, and right now I have no honor.
Right.
You have so much honor.
Aye, it's honourable to fight for your family.
Oh, thank you, guys. I appreciate that.
I mean, you're still a traitor, but, you know, and he gives you
Yeah, they
another
don't
shove.
Yes, they don't necessarily see the honor in it, I guess. They probably wouldn't trust you.
Well, anyway, it's either me or Hannah walking out of that fight.
Okay.
An alternative. What if I challenged her to an Agni Kai?
Granted, I couldn't stand by and watch you fight her. That would be too much.
It's my island too, Banji.
That's true.
It's my family too, Banji.
That's also true.
I lean into Tomo and it's like, could solve a whole lot of problems all at once.
Tomo like nods in like disbelief as he's like listening to this and like, like I'm like, and he's like shrugging at you like yeah, nope, I'm no problem against this.
Let's just get up there and see what the lay of the land is, and then we'll do what feels right.
Aye. You're in command.
Right, squad, form up. Let's do it.
Yes, sir.
You hear mumbling. What is this? Ragtag? What is this? What? This would never last a minute. The front lines.
Man, Tomo, you're embarrassing Banji in front of his granddad.
I'm in position. No one's moving. Everyone's standing still. I can't move in formation when the formation's not moving.
Banji starts walking up the hill.
It's like, see,
Same
now that
idea.
we're moving.
You're both in lockstep.
Yeah.
You approach, and from the sound of things, the plan was not to be subtle. It was not to be sneaky. It was to confront them.
Yep.
From where you are, the ground is relatively level. Absolutely coming at it from the other angle, you would have been fighting uphill. Whereas this, there is a slight incline downwards, but not enough to consider yourselves versing Anakin Skywalker. You do not have the high ground.
High ground.
And I think that you are spotted. Striker lets go an arrow, which burst not dissimilarly from a firework, to give away the direction you're approaching from, and the entire squad from their varying formation positions, which you hear, hey, that's a formation, turn around and get themselves ready. Matter of fact, you see a little bit of movement as they reshuffle, making sure that they are in the proper defensive position they want to be.
Yep. And can I assess the situation and just see...
I demand you assess the situation, please.
That's an 8.
Okay. You may ask one question.
I will ask, what should I be on the lookout for? Like with this formation they're getting into, is it one that I'm familiar with and one that I can be like, we should expect hail from the above? Is it something that they'll try and engage us close quarters?
With this formation, you can identify that the close and mid-range fighters are defending the long-range fighters.
Yep.
It is good old-fashioned stock standard. You realise that the long-range fighters were probably standing at the sort of, in essence, cliff face, so that they could launch down if they needed to. So very little reshuffling has had to happen. I think the only major difference is that Seer has moved to a more favourable position for him.
Yeah. And was my assessment correct in that Talon isn't there? Or is that going to be another question?
Talon isn't there.
Great. Is anyone else there?
No, currently it
So
is
it's just 5.
It is the 5.
Great. 5v5. We got this, guys.
I think that's what Hannah says. She's like, 5v5.
That's right, Hannah. I brought back up.
That pissy old man. Your granda.
Hannah, listen, I know you're from Caledon, so I know that you know this man's reputation, and I warned you not to come back here.
I know his former reputation.
Well, let's just see how he stacks up.
I think your granddad looks at you and is like, is it now, Banji, that I go whooping?
Do it now, Grandad.
Hi, Hannah, I'm challenging you to an Agni Kai. And goes, oh, hey, really? I decline. He goes, oh. Well, shoot, Banji, what do we do now?
Minh goes, shame. And he slams his fists into the earth, and I want to try some earthbending
Yeah.
while I've got the surprise on them.
Yeah, sure.
Can I choose from like an evade and observe, defend, maneuver, advance and attack sort of thing?
You most certainly can.
Wonderful.
Just be aware that this will be, in essence, your first turn.
Yeah, that is fine. I'm going to defend a maneuver, and I'm going to roll for it, obviously. And that
Could be worse.
Could be worse.
Could be better.
Could be better. Could definitely be better. Yeah, that's God, this sucks. So that's a fail. Minh slams down, and as he jumps and slams down, realizes he's landed in a patch of sand that's up here. He does nothing. I think
Picture it too. Yeah, and then everyone just sees a little like as the sand goes up, and the look on Min's face is like, I hate sand.
So I can't help.
It's rough, it's coarse.
Can I help with water?
This
and
is
make that
combat, no.
sand like
no, it's a
blobby?
fail. It's a fail. Let's move on.
And with the impotent opening volley.
I could shift my balance, but I'm not.
It's so much funnier this way.
It's no point.
With the very ineffective opening volley, if everyone could please give me their chosen stances, please.
Advance and attack.
Defend and maneuver.
I'm gonna go evade and observe.
Going by the standard rules that we have set, it's who says things first in the right order. Banji, you are defending and maneuvering, yes?
Yes.
Give me that opening volley.
I'm going to mark a fatigue to clear my impaired status.
Okay.
I'm going to run in so that whatever the long range volley stuff is, it's getting out of the way of that. So getting closer so that would be less effective, or I'd have more time to kind of get away.
Yeah, that's
See what they're doing. That is a 7 still. So
Hey.
Hey.
Great.
All right. That is a strong move. Yep, you clear your impaired. I think that this manifests as you take a deep breath and you move, and your combat training takes over. You're not thinking about how sore you are. You are not thinking about how in your head they might be. You are just ready to go.
Yep. Get out of here, impaired.
In a similar fashion, your granddad takes a moment to assess his surroundings. And for anyone that happens to be looking at him, it's almost scary. He sums up what he wants to see, and then with a speed that you didn't expect that he was capable of, he moves in one direction, jaunts a second, manages to throw at least 2 people off guard, swing past Sia, which is impressive in and of itself because this is what he's known to do. He is such a wonderful vanguard because it's so hard to get past him. And all of a sudden, he is right next to Hannah. And he has taken the Caesar position maneuver.
Nice.
In the meantime, Hannah has actually copied what you were doing. And you see her pre-ignite her gauntlets and get ready. So whatever move she is ready to do, she is giving herself the prepared status.
Great.
Moving on to advance and attack. Tomo, you're up.
How are the baddies positioned? Like, is there like some of them that are more clustered together than others?
They are actually fanned out pretty well.
Okay.
So Seer is directly out the front as the first person that you have to try and get by. He is only one person, so it's still doable, as we just saw from Banji's granddad. Then you've got Ignis is standing on one side and Hana on the other in sort of a middle pair formation.
Yep.
And then the two at the back are about as wide as they can be. Okay. Picture it like a triangle.
Yep. I'm going to go for Ignis. I'm going to attempt to go... Oh, I roll first?
Recommended.
Oh, no.
That's a 4.
Do you want me to count it?
4 on the floor, and it rolls. We're counting it as that.
Which means 7 on the dice, which means 9.
Okay.
I want to induce pinpoint thrust. I'm going to mark 1 fatigue to inflict 2 fatigue and impair my foe. And I'm going to say that whatever toy Ignis is holding, I'm going to break it.
While that isn't bad,
Yeah.
on that roll, you are likely to take a little bit of flack from Seer because you're doing nothing to managing to get past him.
Okay.
Does that sound fair?
So I take another fatigue, I guess?
Take another fatigue.
Yeah, that's all right.
But yes, that is an excellent opening maneuver because you are 100% correct. Ignis was holding something.
Yep. Nerd.
Only nerds hold things.
Yeah.
Everybody else just levitates.
I just
Nerds hold thing.
I just smacked down his like folder of paperwork or whatever.
Warriors wield thing.
Yeah, oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. Redeemed. In the meantime, in a surprise to no one, there is Pyra at one side and Striker at the other, and they let go their absolute rush. I think that Pyra looks at Minh Fang and says, I remember you, and you are currently slightly out the front from your opening volley. It is a standard strike. Would you like to mark 2 fatigue, 1 condition, or shift your balance?
I'll mark a condition.
Okay.
Insecure.
All right.
That was embarrassing.
In the meantime, Striker does take an arrow shot at Banji. Banji, you are marked as ready in name only to get rid of that. Only to get rid of your impaired status.
Yep.
This one does manage to graze you as it goes through. It's not a solid hit, which you know that he should be able to do, but it still gets you in some way, shape, or form. Would you like to mark fatigue, 2 fatigue, 1 condition, or shift your balance?
I will mark a condition. I'm going to mark angry.
I like it. Sia, having managed to get a lick in on Tomo,
Managed to see at me.
managed to see you, has decided that he is going to continue to pester you. He's taking it personally that you managed to get past, and he is pressuring you. You cannot use advance and attack next turn. Nuro,
Hello.
regain 1 fatigue,
Yes.
and tell me what happens next.
Thank you. So I'm going to roll first. That's an 8.
An 8, excellent.
I'm going to...
Go fuck.
I'm going to choose commit.
Okay.
Recenter yourself amidst the fray. Shift your balance towards one of your principles. The next time you live up to that principle, do not mark fatigue. So I'm going to shift my balance towards patience.
Yes.
So I'm on +1 patience. +1 towards determination now, but moving towards patience.
What does this look like?
This looks like Nuro stopping, seeing everyone is rushing in. Immediately, they have done that before with not very good results, I think. So they might be thinking of the advice that Dad gave them, you know, like you got to fight that, like that frustration, have a moment of patience. And so I think they're just trying to focus their power. And they know that they have so much power in this moment with the full moon and everything. So I think they are committing by getting a lay of the land. And I'm talking about what a water is actually available to them, underneath the ground, around them, from the island. You know, they're just kind of gathering their strength and kind of getting an idea of exactly what they can do in this moment.
That's perfect. exactly as you've described it. The world slows down for Nuro where everyone rushes in, and Nuro looks inward instead of outward. And in doing so, there's water in the grass. There's water not too far away, just flowing under from a recent rainfall. You know that you have access to create weapons, to create shields. Your life bending is feeling vibrant right now.
Yeah. I even imagine that they're feeling like the mycelium under the ground almost. Like they're feeling those networks. They're feeling the tree trunks and those deep roots kind of, they're really... So I think...
You open your eyes and you are ready.
I'm ready.
Ignis, on the other hand, looks at the junk that he had ready to go and is very upset, and he goes, "Meh," and throws it away. It creates a very mild boom as it hits the ground, but it does nothing compared to what it was meant to do. In the meantime, he goes, "Fine." And you see him pull out something else from behind him, and this one, instead of being some sort of box that looked like it contained living fire, the easiest way to describe it, it now looks like he has, well, you've seen it before. It's his flamethrower.
Okay.
He's made it portable now.
All right.
Okay. Let's go back to the top of the order. Jesse, you are welcome to join
Defend and
in.
maneuver.
Fade and observe.
Defend and maneuver.
Evade and observe.
Minh, you're first.
Gonna defend and maneuver. I'm gonna roll. Minh will slowly get out of the sand.
That looks better.
7. So I'm gonna use a mastered technique. I'm gonna use dust stepping. So as he gets himself out of the sand, dusts himself off after the hit as well from Pyra. She said, "Oh, I remember you." Is that what she said? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he gets out and he's like, "Who wouldn't?" And then he quickly pulls out his rope, stamps his foot, and sort of jumps along some pillars of rock, similar to what he did last time, and move himself around, marking favored and prepared.
There you go. There they are. Set to go. Just so you're aware, you saw it beginning to spin as you're moving up.
Great.
We move on. We have Banji.
That is an 8.
Nice.
On an 8, do the thing.
So on a 8, I'm going to use retaliate.
Okay.
So anytime anyone goes to attack me, I can inflict a fatigue on them as well.
Excellent. That's not a bad move because you are going to be a big old target.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to be a target.
Let's move on. Pyra is charging up that staff as she is wont to do, and she lets loose, and you see what she's done this time is rather than one big ball, it's come out as like this sort of spinning orb. This particular technique is called a fire pinwheel.
Yes.
Yes, you know it?
I'm familiar with it.
All right. I feel that you're going to be giving up one of your status cards because you're either marking 2 conditions or 1 fatigue to dodge it, but there are problems with dodging it.
2 conditions or mark 1 fatigue to dodge it. What are the problems with dodging it? I don't get to know.
Technically, no. You get the... How's this? You get the impression that it's like if it misses you, it may hit something else.
I can't take 2 conditions. I'm already on 2. And I'm on less fatigue. So I will take the fatigue to dodge it. Oh, is that what it was? Mark 1
Yeah,
fatigue.
mark 1 fatigue to dodge it. Yep.
Right.
And as it does, I thought you were just going to trade in one of your cards so that you could just negate damage.
I can't do that.
Okay, carry on.
I can negate 1 condition, but I'm still taking...
Oh, I thought it was negate an attack. Apologies.
No. I'm ready for what's coming. Clear prepared to take a +1 to an appropriate roll after the roll, or avoid marking a condition.
Yep,
So
fair.
it's pointless, because I'd still take a condition, so I'll just not take any. And
That's fine. You leap out of the way, and as it does, it begins to bounce along the ground, and as it does, it leaves fire in its wake. All of a sudden, I think it basically nearly gets to Nuro by the time that it's petered out, and there are spot fires everywhere. you see that all the firebenders that are nearby are emboldened by this because they just now know that they've got that little extra source to attack you from different directions.
Including me.
Well, you've seen this before.
Yeah.
The second you came out, you was like, yep, this is not the good. Okay. In the meantime, Striker. Striker is still relatively unimpeded, and I think that another arrow comes in your direction. And sure enough, you were semi-ready for it, so he is marking extra fatigue, which means that you've got your choice. 2 fatigue, 1 condition, or a shift of balance.
I will take another condition. I am going to...
Should I get stronger?
I'm going to take... I'll take Troubled. Because I just saw this fire land near Nuro. I'm like, oh, I got to do something about that. I'm dancing close to Hana. And so I need to sort out this thing with Nuro. Potentially. So I'm going to take Troubled. And also, Striker is going to take a 1 fatigue.
Yes.
From Retaliate. And the way that happens is that as the arrow kind of comes past me, I want to like shift my way out of the way and just shoot like a bolt of fire at it.
Yeah, just a little pew.
Yeah.
Yep, I get it. I dig it. I visualize it. Seer has decided that with Tomo's attention not facing him, he's just going to kick you in the back, really.
Yep.
He kicks you squarely in the back, and it hurts.
Yep, it hurts.
Mark a condition.
I am going to mark... Let's go Insecure, because, like, I'm the one that does the sneaking around the back.
You dare use my own moves against me, brother?
These people are going down. All right, cool. But, like, yeah, he comes in, like, I stagger forward, but I'll center myself.
In the meantime, your granddad goes next, and I think that he's seen that these pot shots are being taken, and he says, well, I'll leave Hana to you then. And he pushes off again at a speed. He jukes Hana, who like goes to throw one of these flaming gauntlets just almost as an uppercut, and he just pivots around. It sells the candy, and off he goes. And he rushes right up in the grill of Striker, and same deal. He almost mirrors Hana's uppercut there. His hand is almost igniting a bit of flame, and he just clocks Striker. And Striker's now properly engaged. In the meantime, Hana is right in front of you and sees that, and with this almost rage coming through, turns around and decks you, like just in the face with one of those flaming gauntlets. You know it's not normally her style, but you've seen her do this when she's angry.
Yeah.
When she's taken something personally, she gets in up close.
Yeah.
And yeah, you feel it in your jaw. It'll come up as a shiner.
So do I have to mark anything for that?
You're marking a condition for that.
Great. I will mark Afraid. Because I'm like, oh, this isn't her normal thing. It's bad times.
It's bad times.
But she also takes a fatigue.
Yes,
From
she
my
does.
Retaliate.
Yes,
and the way that happens is that as she comes in close, I sort of, a firebolt comes out of my hand, and I just sort of like, I punch her in the chest. I'm going to punch her right in her guts as she does it to me and mark a fatigue on her.
Okay. With that, Ignis is the last one to go in this round. And he pulls back the lever that basically empties the entire chamber of fire, which is only spurred on by the pinwheel that got let off. Tomo, you are currently surrounded. There is some good news here in that Seer is also caught in this flaming ring of death.
Yeah.
But it is smoky, it is horrifying, and you currently have the doomed status, which is grave danger, mark 1 fatigue every few seconds, which is each exchange, until you're free of this.
So am I marking 1 fatigue now?
You will at the end of this bit, so you'll
Okay.
get a chance to escape before it's too bad.
All right, sure. Mark 1 fatigue every few seconds. Okay, yeah. Cool.
All right, it's Tomo's turn first.
Oh, sorry.
Evade and observe.
Evade and observe. 9. Oh, hang on. Creativity. Sorry. 8.
8. All right.
I guess so. First thing though, I gain a fatigue.
You gain a fatigue, but you lose a fatigue because it's happening at the same time in essence. So there's a net nothing change.
Nothing for I am going to commit.
Okay.
I am a hammer now. I am not somebody who's going to be shying away from a fight. I stand my ground. I'm surrounded by enemies. This is where Tomo wants to be right now.
Shift your balance and get ready to live up to a principle if you need to.
I am shifting. I am shifting to force.
And can I ask, is that like in retaliation to something that we are then allowed to live up to our principle to stop things happening?
No, so
or...
next time you do it.
Living up to your principle means that you're rolling with one of your principles. So your current
I think I've done this one before, but I just wasn't the way it's written confused me for a second.
Yeah.
There.
So if your patience, for example, is currently +2, you can actually roll with patience instead of whatever stat you would normally be rolling with. Say passion. If your passion, say, a -1 and your patience is +2, you're like, yeah, I'm going to do that instead. That's what living up to your principle is.
Yeah.
Which brings us to your turn.
I'm gonna roll first. That is a 10.
Whee!
Get him.
Get him.
So yes, there's 2 things I'd like to do.
Oh, you can do them.
First, I would like to hinder. Seeing how much fire is on the playing field right now, eyes closed, hands on the ground. They're lucky no one's paying attention to them because it takes a moment, really. It takes a long time. They basically just want to draw up a mist or like rising of water, like that's staying level but is rising slowly, almost like, you know, I'm increasing.
Yeah.
I'm building up this water, which might then start evaporating, turning to mist or whatever. But I want it to pretty much almost come higher than people's knees, or enough that it's starting to make a difference in the fire on the playing field.
I'll meet you halfway. That's definitely what Nuro is visualizing, and there is water coming out.
Yes.
But with the amount of fire, it almost gets balanced out.
Yeah.
What you do is you do manage to put out these spot fires that the pinwheel has created.
Yeah.
You also manage to at least reduce the doom status that Tomo had.
Great. Yes, that's what I was trying to kind of accomplish there.
And yes, I'm gonna downgrade it to an impaired status. So it means that it's a little bit easier to escape, and it's not likely to just straight up kill you.
And I might be.
Hey, the Cinder Squad are playing for keeps here.
That's all right. So am I.
I might be pushing my luck here a little bit, Ash.
You got a second thing?
But I do have a second thing, and I would like to use Empty Your Mind, and I want to, I think I would like to go advance and attack and do pressure.
That's how it works, right? Do you have to roll for Empty Your Mind?
No. When Dad was teaching me the icy moves, one of the things I remember you clearly saying was you need to clear your mind in that way. With the water that I have above the surface now.
Roll Push Your Luck.
Great.
Because you are trying to do a move you haven't learned.
Yeah, I haven't learned it.
But you are currently empowered. Like there is enough here that I think that there is.
Yes,
I'm interested.
The kind of thing I'm building is that if Nuro can push their luck enough, what they want to do is separate the impurities with their stronger magnetic fields and power over that they might have to then just create these really terrifying icicle shards just at our enemies' throats.
Give me the roll.
Okay.
Ooh.
No.
That's a 3, so
it's a 3?
It's a no-go there.
Like we would have to add a 4 to make it even partially successful.
Because what is...
You go to do this. You're full of beans and confidence and you're ready. And by the time you go, this is it. All the water is basically evaporated from combating the fire, and like you see this tiny little like icicle shard appear, and it's all of like 5 centimeters big. You're like, yes, I did it. That's too small.
Yeah, too small, so it doesn't do anything. Okay.
We move on. It is the top of the order, everybody. What are we doing?
Advance and attack.
Advance and attack.
Boy!
Advance and attack.
Boy!
Playtime's over, kids.
Advance and attack.
Boy!
Is this the first? No, it's not.
Yes.
Nero's advance and attack.
It's the first time everyone has in the same go.
Yeah. Let's go, Runaways.
Let's go run away.
Runaways with a Z.
Okay.
Simultaneously, if everyone could please roll, because I think that everyone sees what's happening between trying to be tactical, trying to be smart about it, and it's just devolving into almost a fist fight. Like, there is nothing graceful about what's going on anymore. And everyone on this battlefield has chosen advance and attack this round. So, yes, if everyone could roll all at once. I just want to see who does well out of this and who doesn't.
Heart of the dice, baby.
All right. Minh Fang?
7. 8.
Tomo?
13.
Of course. Nuro?
10.
Banji?
9.
Tomo, what are you doing?
In the words of the Venga boys, boom, 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 boom. I want you in my room.
That's what we're going.
Why?
No.
Explain your answer, young man.
Okay.
Perdón?
I want to combustion bend.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
Boom, 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 boom.
Thank you. So,
I would go boom, 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 boom. The Venga boys are coming. Really mess them up.
Either way.
Either way.
I'd like
All
to
right.
formally apologize
So-
to Lucas.
thank you.
Should have been obvious to me.
Accepted. How much damage can I do on a 13?
You can do 2 moves, my man.
Look, it depends. How are you feeling about collateral?
Are you consolidating your
Who
power?
is within who's in danger? Like what's a friendly?
In terms of your explosions, everyone's in danger, I don't think.
Hey, on a 13, you could blow this entire. No, it's not.
Yeah.
You're definitely getting the 2 that are engaged with you.
Yes.
That being said, if you really want to push it, you can extend it to Hana.
Yep. And hit grandpa?
Hit Banji.
You told me earlier, like the more you hurt, the better you are, right?
Yeah, but I'm already there.
Yeah.
I don't need to hurt, you know? It's a balance.
All right.
1 broken rib, fine. 2 broken ribs, 3 broken ribs.
All
Now
right.
we're pushing it.
You know, it's fine. You're having your moment. I'll just stick to taking the two out with me. Near me.
Take them to your room.
Boom, boom, boom.
Boom.
Like to party.
I think we're not going to complicate this.
Yep.
You take a deep breath, and you see both of them team rocket in different directions. Like, one of them launches up the hill, one of them launches down the hill.
So that's Ignis and Sia.
Ignis and Sia.
Nice. Okay, so no more flamethrower, no more. Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
But you wheel it in. Here's the second component to your move is that you focus enough that you don't let that explosion go out of control.
Yep.
Mark your 3 fatigue.
All right. So, yep. Full fatigue. Big boom. Team Rocket.
Team Rocket.
That's fine.
Nuro.
Hello. I rolled a 10. So I'm going to first smash.
Smash.
So I will mark fatigue. I want to destabilize the ground. I am, instead of searching for that water, I am searching for roots underground.
Nice.
There are some serious trees on this island. I can't imagine the network that is underneath the ground in this place. So you just feel this rumble at first. And it's almost like someone's just done an earthbending move in the way that, you know, some areas just like start splitting and cracking apart. And all of a sudden, it's just like this absolute cluster of just tangled, knotted roots that just shoot out of the ground. The first thing that they're going to do is destabilize that ground. So just big chunks of ground just flying everywhere, kind of, as these massive roots just start coming out.
And your next option?
I'm going to strike.
Whom?
Is Banji right in front of Hana?
Pretty close to.
I'm going to strike Hana.
Nice.
I am going to guide a vine using my arm motions of the vine. The vine is pretty much mimicking my arm motions at this point. It is sweeping down underneath to wrap around Hana's legs and yank so hard that she basically just gets whiplash hitting the ground with her face.
Woof.
Yeah.
Can I hook onto a combo move doing that?
You are next, so yes.
Sweet.
If my memory serves me correctly.
So yeah, I guess, I smashed, I destabilized, possibly inflicting or overcoming a fictionally appropriate or
Are you marking
negative
fatigue
status.
on...
I did mark a fatigue
Sorry,
on smash.
on your strike. So either Hana can choose or you can choose if you mark fatigue.
I'm gonna mark a fatigue, and I want her to get to fatigue.
Okay. Sweet. Combo move.
See ya.
Banji, what are you doing?
As these vines come up and start to pull Hana down, I see her going down, and Banji actually sweeps his leg up, and as her face is going down, he's going to come up with his knee and just... he's going to just, like, knee her in the chin as she's going down.
Are you marking fatigue?
I am marking fatigue.
To do what?
To inflict 2 fatigue on her.
Oh, I have news for everyone. Hana is absolutely full of fatigue.
You see that, Hana?
And at least one condition.
You see that, Hana? You taught me to fight for family, and then you threatened my family.
Minh Fang.
Minh is doing smash. He's going to mark 1 fatigue to do it. He's going to, as he's sort of running along these pillars and dodging her fire wheel, he's going to jump up and swing his rope out, tangling her up for a moment, and he's going to pull himself towards her and stamp into the ground, and with earthbending, pull her down into the ground so she is trapped and she can't do anything.
Yeah, I think that's a very, very strong move.
Now with Pyro disabled, I will spend my favor to do an additional basic technique, and I will strike her because I think it's funny. And I will just turn and start Fang Fury style peppering him with punches of rock towards him.
Nice.
I'm not going to mark the condition, so he can choose what he takes.
Okay. Yeah, he is not a fan of that, and he is going to shift his balance ever so slightly. A reminder to people that when an NPC's balance shifts, they actually get more moves per turn, the same way that you might roll a 10 and you can do 2 things. He shifts his balance up that way.
Don't do that.
As he gets desperate. Pyra is going to expend 3 fatigue to get her staff out. The thing about it, though, is that she can't properly aim it. So she begins to sort of twirl it around and try and launch at someone. And I think that the person that she launches at is Nuro. Just by chance, it's not so much that you were the aim, it's more just, that'll do. And it clips you in however you like, because she does not have the fatigue to inflict a particular strike on you. So 2 fatigue, 1 condition, shift to balance.
I'll shift my balance. Wait, no.
Don't do that.
No, it's okay. I'm gonna mark angry. Stop hitting me. Is this like very reminiscent of like the last time Nuro got hit?
No, Hana did that last time. This one's just a big old splash of a fireball that sort of washes over you. It didn't have the usual, I'll use the term focus.
Yeah, maybe I was just able to get a few vines up to stop a majority of it because she's...
Yeah, and it just sort of knocks you back but the vines take the hit. Yeah, absolutely. Striker is going to whip around with an arrow in his hand because he's now got 2 assailants on him. And I think he looks at you, Minh, with anger in his eyes. He knows exactly who you are. He knows exactly what you've done. And he tries to, almost wielding it like a knife, which is very, very reminiscent of Talon, takes some swings at you. He also doesn't have the fatigue to pick what happens to you in this strike. So you got your choice: fatigue, conditions, or balance.
I'm going to mark a condition, and then I'm going to spend prepared to not take it.
Nice. You knew it was coming.
Yep, I think I pull up those 2 bricks, or that I've been throwing at him. These just chunks of earth, and instead of taking that condition, I'm going to just grab the arrow in between two of them in both of my hands and stopping it in front of himself.
That's great.
So cool.
In the meantime, I think that no one else has seen this before, but I would say that Banji would know that this is one of his tactics. He then sweeps the leg, which doesn't really do any damage, but it does knock you off guard as you move backwards slightly, and it gives him a chance to create just a touch of distance between his two foes currently. It's one of the things he, as a long-range fighter, no one ever expects him to do, and he has mastered this to a T. So he begins to move away, moving slightly towards Hana. That being said, your granddad is much more wily than anyone gives him credit for. And he does one of those fancy flame kicks that we see, you know, just those roundhouse kicks.
Yeah, nice.
Anyone that's looking in this direction says, how did that old man get his leg that high? It is perfect form. Like, it is Shaolin monk level of, wow, that was fluid. And the flame washes over the back of Striker, and he goes face first into the ground as he's knocked back from the general force of this kicking flame. And he smiles at you, Banji, and says, "See, Banji, I still got it." All right. Hana is seeing rage in her eyes, and you see from her position on the ground, her gauntlets glow, and she powers up. And basically, Iron Man repulsor blasts the ground, and as she does, she headbutts the bottom of your chin coming up through.
This is fighting dirty.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Hey, remember when you need her in the face going down? She's in essence doing the same on the way back up again.
That's fair.
And you see absolute rage in her eyes as she does this. She does not have the fatigue to pick what happens to you.
What happens if you mark full fatigue? You just start marking conditions?
If you mark full fatigue, you mark conditions anytime you do a fatigue. However, if you have a move that requires fatigue, you can't do it.
Yeah, okay. I will mark insecure.
Okay. With that, everyone that is currently still capable of fighting has finished this round. This was the third round. And I think that everyone looks wrecked in terms of everyone has taken damage between the dirty tactics, between the big moves. Everyone is spent, and for a moment there is just breathing heavy from everyone almost staring at each other in a standoff before someone makes the next move.
I'd like to assess the situation.
Roll for it.
That is an 8. Minh still doesn't trust this. Something's not right. And he doesn't feel like he feels like this is another distraction, being here to fighting them. And he just wants to make sure. What should I be on the lookout for?
It's interesting you ask that, because you specifically are the best person to ask that. And you realize that the volcano is becoming turbulent.
Striker and Hana are left, aren't they?
Pyra's managed to crawl her way out.
Right.
Striker's looking very worse for wear. Hana is also looking worse for wear, but she's got her hands up ready to. She's still going to keep going. She is going to swing till the end.
Can you just get Nuro to falcon kick her out of nowhere, please?
Can I also assess the situation here before we go into the next exchange?
No, usually only one person can do it, or else it's some degree of overpowered. But what question have you got? Like, the reality is that you can still look around.
I have a move called Punch Where It Matters. So, assess the situation, you can always ask who or what here is the most vulnerable to me. And even on the miss, I still get the answer, and I get +1 ongoing action.
Yeah, I don't see how it's relevant currently on the grounds that everyone's vulnerable to you exploding. And everyone is currently sort of... I don't think anyone's doing very well on the fatigue or conditions front currently, are they?
I'm fine.
I have
I'm
3
midging.
fatigue and 3 conditions, so I'm fine.
Yeah, 3 fatigue
Left.
and 2 conditions. But I'm I'm very close to being like, something's not right. I need to go check this out.
Yeah.
Because if the volcano does go off, Min's possibly the only person that can do anything about it. So that this is all going on in his head, and I think he's like, have you guys got this? Something's wrong with that volcano, and I think it's got to do with Arturo.
It goes one step further than that, because once you say that, everyone looks around. This sort of comes back into Tomo's observations. It comes back to what Nuro is feeling underground. Banji, I think you're slightly unawares, but regardless, it's your hometown, so maybe you do have a sixth sense about it. The battle between the explosions, the fires, the uprooting, the changing of the land, you look over and you see that one of those channels that the lava is prone to flowing down is completely disrupted. And if that volcano does go off, it is headed straight for town.
Yeah. Minh is like I gotta do. I feel like something is going on.
I mean, if I was allowed to, I'd already be running. Nuro would already be running.
You can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Minh, but it's like I'm leaving
It's stuck. Yeah.
these guys to deal with the fight. I think I just have to trust that they'll be fine. And Min's going to start running.
If you look at Banji, Banji's like, his mouth is full of blood because Hana just headbutted him. Men, go. I got this. It's fine.
And Minh starts running up to the cave. Or wherever you think is the place that I should.
No. You at least upwards is the way to go.
Towards the volcano.
You hear your granddad say, "Hey, Banji, I'm glad you got it." And he begins to run alongside you, Minh.
Uh-oh. I was kind of hoping he helped me fight.
Me too. Anyway, that's fine. No, Tomo's not going anywhere.
Okay. As the three of you begin to run up, both of you two are aware of the earth. Like, it's just a big part of you. And the closer you get to the top, the more violent it feels. The two that are still down, in terms of Banji and Tomo, you are technically now outnumbered.
Mm-hmm.
But no one has thrown... I think that the opening volley was Hana launching something at Nuro, very reminiscent of what happened when Victory at All Costs was mentioned. But this time you were ready for it. Banji knocks that blast out of the way, and all of a sudden it feels like a stalemate. Once again, the two of you aren't pinned in. That's way too strong of a word, but you know it's less favorable than it could be.
Are we going straight into combat, or can I try to do something?
That's up to you.
I would like to try and intimidate Hana.
Mm-hmm. Just a reminder of her principle. It is victory at all costs.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just reminding you.
Yeah, I think I'm still going to try, because I want them to leave so that we can go and fix whatever this thing is with the volcano. That is a 5 from Afraid.
He spits out a goblet of blood, and a tooth goes out at the same time, and you forget what you're about to say.
Oh, my tooth.
Oh, God.
I'm so sorry.
That's fine.
Yeah.
You know that means a bad thing happens to you, right?
Sure.
I think what were you about to say?
I was about to be like, Hana...
Bang. Like, you just get clocked. Mark a condition.
A condition?
A condition.
Oh.
I'm full condition.
Yeah, you don't get another one.
Wait, so you're full fatigue, full condition?
No, he's got some fatigue left.
But I'm taken out, aren't I? Because I got full condition?
Once you get another one.
Oh, right.
You're not full condition.
I am with this one.
Oh. Okay.
Hey, that's what happens when you roll a fail. I get to make a hard move, and the hard move is
that's,
bang.
That's totally fine.
Lucas, do you have a plan in mind?
So we're not rolling combat moves.
You can if you want.
Banji just got punched.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go evade and observe.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to roll for it? Oh,
Yeah.
Yep. 11.
Okay. Take your 1 fatigue back, and
Take
then
my one fatigue back.
What 2 shenanigans are you going to do? Please be aware that this, once you roll that, it means that the 3 are going to enter combat proper.
Well, Banji just got punched, so I'm gonna bolster and like come alongside you and just like shove Hana off you and stand between you and her.
Okay.
And I am going to. So my second shenanigan. I guess I'm going.
Hold on. What status do you give Banji? What positive status?
Positive status.
You've got empowered, favored, inspired, or prepared.
Yes. In this case, by moving him across, you've created space. He's now favored.
Yeah, cool. There we go.
Because he's got a bullet shield. He's got a moment to do a thing.
I think I'm going to commit again.
You can't.
I can't commit again.
Oh, so you just bolstered, didn't you? Yes. No, you can commit again.
Yeah, I can commit as well. So that's my 2 moves.
Yep.
Well, he's already technically he hasn't lived up to his principles.
No,
yet,
but he can shift
so-
his balance here.
Yeah, that's right. Because I'm going to start inhaling.
Oh, yeah.
Going to stand between Banji and Cinder, and I'm going to start inhaling again.
Okay. Shift your balance to where you want to be.
Plus 2 to force. 2 to force.
And hey, if you want to roll with that plus 2,
Yeah,
you can do it.
That's going to be the plan for my next move, I guess. That's what I have to do, right? The next exchange,
It is.
if I make it that far.
Well, we're about to find out
Yep.
because you have made yourself a target.
I have.
I think that in this case, both Pyra and Striker, you just see them coming at you.
Yeah.
The first one is that pinwheel maneuver again.
Yeah.
So just a reminder, you have a choice. You can either mark 2 conditions, or mark 1 fatigue to dodge it and
All right.
have a very dangerous battlefield.
Danger's Tomo's actual middle name. That's my Tomo fact bonus.
Nice. Bonus facts.
I guess he did give himself his own name, so Tomo Danger last name.
Danger Powers. Danger
right.
Boom Boy.
Yep. I am going to take afraid and troubled.
So you're marking the 2 conditions?
I am. I'll take the conditions. Yep.
Okay. The other one comes in, and he, good news for you, does not have the ability to choose what the strike does. Mark 2 fatigue, 1 condition, or shift your balance.
I am going to shift my balance.
Plus
And-
3 force. Here we go.
No, I don't know if I want to. Do I want to do that?
Why not?
I mean, if you get to roll now, like on
Yeah.
the next
Yeah.
turn, you can roll
Yeah, yeah.
with a plus
With a plus 3. With a plus
for
3.
no cost.
That sounds like. You know what? Tomo is being a force here. Like
Yes.
taking it, whatever it is. Banji's behind me. My other friends are off. Like,
Banji, don't let him lose his balance, because if he does, your town explodes.
Tomo's got to hold the line here.
I have an idea of what I'm going to do.
Yep.
Okay. I think what happens here is that Hana sees these 2 things hit you and blasts, and you're taking this inhalation of breath, and you see this fire bolt just go straight past your head, and sure enough, it turns. You knew it was coming. How do you want to try and take this? Because it's still a strike.
Wait, so it's striking me?
Yeah.
I guess just the 2 fatigue.
Okay. Banji's looking pretty wrecked, everyone.
Yeah. Banji's not in a good place.
But good news, you get to do a thing.
So Banji sort of takes this firebolt, almost like it's like his chest, his thing. He sees Tomo step in front of him and take these massive hits. And just the trust that his team has for him, his new family, against these people who really have made their life hell for the last couple of months. And Banji put them all in a position of danger, but they're still here. They're still fighting for him. They're still fighting for his family. And Banji's actually going to use his moment of balance.
Oh! Now, for those playing at home, the moment of balance means that Ted gets to take over the narrative. I just sit back and watch whatever he's going to do and hope that it's actually interesting.
We unlocked
in
these
terms of,
30 episodes ago.
Literally.
I'm so excited.
So would you like me to read my moment of balance first?
Please.
Before I tell you what it does? So the Guardian's moment of balance is you're sworn to protect the people you care about, but balance is about finding your own place in the world as well. You know what you're capable of accomplishing, and you step up to show the world your unique strength. Tell the GM how you put your own life in the line to defeat a villain or danger that seems unstoppable.
All right, here's everyone. I am actually standing up and moving away. Banji, take the reins.
So there's 3 people who are still up and ready to fight, basically, right? So Banji, since traveling with these guys, Tomo and Banji have always kind of locked horns a little bit, but seeing Tomo step in front of him, that principle of trust really just shines through. And Banji knows what he has to do. He knows that he has to choose his new family over his old family. And so he steps in front of Tomo. And regardless of whether Tomo's breathing in for this explosion or whoever's shooting fire, Banji's ready to just cop it and take it. And what he does is he puts a firewall up the side of the 3 people, and then another firewall up the other side, and then a firewall at the back, and then a firewall at the front, and then starts filling that box with fire. So he's like, and dancing, not dancing, but he's sort of, doing the moves that his squad kind of know. They know what's coming. They know what they're in for. They know that this is not a good place to be. And then they're going to need to run away through this fire or just burn, basically. So he does. He just keeps pushing forward with his firewalls, just filling this box as it goes. Pyra and Striker, they're long-range fighters. They're not used to being this close. And so they run. They just flee as fast as they can to the back of this box that's filling up, and they run through the flames, taking whatever damage that does to them. But Hana doesn't. Hana just stands there and watches Banji and takes a step back as he's coming forward, and Banji clears a path for him in the box as he's walking forward until he gets to the very edge. So as Striker and Pyra flee, Hana, her thing is victory at all costs. So she's defiant. She's staring Banji down, but he's walking forward and he's clearing a path through this box that is filling up, and he's watching Hana as she takes a step back and back and back until she reaches the edge of the box. And she can see in Banji's eyes that he's not going to stop, but her principle is victory at all costs until it's not. She sees that her prodigy, her second in command, this boy that she raised into a man to fight alongside her, is now not the person she knew. He won't stop until she's gone, and she turns to run. And as she does, Banji takes all that fire in the box and just launches a massive blue fireball at her as she runs and hits her. Goodbye, Hannah. Goodbye, Cinders.
I think we see her almost yeet herself off the cliff with this ball. Like, you don't hear her land. She ends up down there somewhere.
Yeah.
But you know that you have broken her principle.
Yes.
The whole concept of I must win, she lost. And she lost the coward's way.
Yeah.
By running. And you know she'll never be able to live that down. You look at Tomo. Tomo looks at you. I think you both just flomp onto the ground because you're wrecked.
Yeah.
Tomo, are you okay?
I'm okay.
We have to get to
the volcano.
Let's go.
Let's go. I think we pick each other up, and Sam and Frodo. Make our way. I'm not carrying you though. We're
carrying each other.
We're gonna stagger up towards the volcano.
He ain't heavy. He's my brother.
That's not bad. At the tip of the volcano, do you want to be at the top? Do you want to be at the cave? Where?
Nuro is definitely running into the cave. They're running in there, calling for Arturo.
The problem is like I think I can stop stuff from happening from the outside, but that leaves Nuro to deal with Grandpa.
Who runs in after you? Yeah, Minh comes to a screeching halt going, I can't go in, I've got to save this, I've got to help her. And he gets torn for a moment trying to figure out what his best course of action is. On the inside, Nuro, you're running straight for this cave, is that correct?
Arturo, please, just call out. Where are you? And I think I kind of saw the direction that he had started to walk in, which you said was down further into the kind of cave.
As you run towards it, you see a very familiar sight of a wall of fire go up in front of you, barring entrance. And you hear, I cannot let you do that, wee one.
Nuro just... their little fists clench again. And they just slowly turn to the old man. Nuro says, for Banji's sake, I don't want to hurt you. But if I have to, I will. So put that fire out before I put you out.
He looks and he says,
I want to roll Intimidate for that, bro.
yeah, I mean, you can.
Whatever you prefer. That's a 6. So.
Now that means he does bad things.
Oh well.
He smiles. He says, aye, you may have a little firebender blood in you yet. I still cannot let you do that. And the fire grows more intense as he straightens his back and just has a couple little clicks. You know, the arthritis just locks itself back into place. And he says, I'll offer you the same courtesy. We needn't share any blood here. You can still leave. This is my fight.
Nuro cracks their neck back twice.
A 10-year-old child should not have that much crepiness. Just makes the noises. Crunk, crunk.
They kind of raise their flask of water with their hands to show that they are absolutely ready to fight if they need to.
Okay. Minh Fang.
Okay. As far as Minh could discern, the problem is not whatever the volcano does, it's the channels. So I think Minh is going to try and fix that channel so it doesn't overflow, and then he's going to go in after Nuro. Because this way, if the volcano does overflow for any reason, it's going to go the way that it usually does. If it erupts, he's going to know, because he'll feel it, and then he can go out and do something about it. But at this point, he doesn't know, so the smartest thing, I think, is just to rely on his skills and training and try and fix this channel.
Do it. +1. So much rides on this roll.
8.
Hey.
On a hit, I do it. 7 to 9, I do it imperfectly. The GM tells you how your approach might lead to unexpected consequences. Accept those consequences or mark of fatigue.
Do you have any spare fatigue?
Yeah, I do.
In that case, like, my advice overall, I think that your channel works, but you would deviate it away from the town and close towards where the onsen is. So you look like you can reroute it to the channel that was towards where the onsen is. So it would avoid the town, but you're almost guaranteeing to destroy Dicella and Gray's space.
It's the trolley problem.
It's really not.
No, because he can just spend a fatigue and work harder and just make it work.
Because I could just spend a fatigue and make it not matter, which I think he will.
That's how you solve the trolley problem, guys. Fatigue.
Yeah,
We've solved it.
just think a little bit and derail the train. Like, it's that hard.
Careful, he's a hero.
Trolley problem's a joke. No. Yeah, he will mark a fatigue and instead just like go, like he knows he can do it that way, and he's just gonna focus in on his heritage and just go, nah, I reject that. I'm an earthbender. You're gonna do what I say, and just rip that channel down the way it's meant to be.
That's amazing. I really, really love that visual. Mark the fatigue, and
Done.
while you're taking a second to get your breath back from exerting yourself, we go back inside, and I think that there is combat happening. But you notice, you're certain that Banji's granddad is taking it easy on you.
Yeah.
He's avoiding everything that you're throwing at him, and he's giving you the slightest, as you go past, he'll give you a whack on the back or a kick in the shin. Like, it is nothing violent, but you realize, at least at this moment, you're semi-outclassed.
Yeah.
1v1 with this man.
I think I don't necessarily it's fine if it doesn't work, but I think that in this frustration, it's not really great odds where Nuro's trying to fight anyway. I think all they have is the water in their flask anyway. So I think maybe he really just casually gets Nuro on their ass really easily, and I think it's not even just Nuro, but that aspect. I'd like to mark my destiny track to potentially scare the pantaloons off Grandpa.
Okay.
If I can. But it's not... It's almost out of control. It's like Nuro's butt hits the ground and it's just this jarring, and this thing, these tendrils just leap out, and they're just... imagining a very distorted voice here, but it's like, how dare you? How dare you touch me? How dare you try and stop me? You have no control over me. And it's just this terrifying thing coming out of Nuro, just casting shadows on the wall, just coming to it's a feeling that comes towards this old man, and it is a threat. It is a I will end you. He almost feels these tendrils go close to his throat.
This fills up your destiny tract, doesn't it?
It does.
It actually doesn't. It's actually not just a threat. These tendrils launch out, and it feels very similar for just a moment to when you were fighting Sapphire. And one of them punctures him. And another, and another. And you could tell he was not expecting it. And he staggers back for a second and falls on his backside. A look of shock on his face. Hey, I wasn't expecting that. At about this point in time, the three others round the corner, and they see these tendrils that you saw before when this blast was absorbed, sticking out of Nuro, almost like weapons. And Banji, you see your granddad is bleeding and on the ground.
Banji just runs up and grabs him, tries to cradle him. Granddad, are you okay? Granddad, are you all right? What happened? What's wrong? What happened? Are you okay?
Hey, seems no matter where you go, you've got a strong family.
Granddad, what's wrong with... And Banji's like kind of looking for the wounds and trying to like put pressure on them, I guess, and try to stop the bleeding.
He looks at you and he says, I thought you left me a promise. Your wee squat's taken care of. You should be leaving this island.
I can't leave you like this, Grandad. Promises are nothing compared to what you're going through. I'll take you back to Mum and Dad. We'll get this fixed. It's okay.
Banji, you made a promise. You gonna break it to your granddad?
But Grandad, I can't just leave you here. I can't.
He sits up and he says, I think you're underestimating me. And you see his hand glow red and you see a burst of flame. And without so much of a wince, he goes, stop it for now. But Banji, you're certain he's just cauterized his own wounds.
I think Banji would help him. Like, seeing what he's doing, I think Banji's sort of guiding his hands to where the wounds are.
Nuro, you see the firewall die down, and this weird rage dissipates. Anyone looking sees that this sort of cowl of shadow just disappears. And almost, you see the pupils narrow, and it is very clearly back to Nuro. You have a sense of what happened, but it wasn't you that did that. But the pathway is now clear. What does Nuro do?
very confusedly comes back to themselves, can probably put 2 and 2 together that Granddad is healing himself, or Banji is also trying to heal him as well. No one else was there, and suddenly they are there, so I don't know, powers of deduction. Nuro's like, I did that. Nuro doesn't want to face Banji. However, mission's still in the back of their head. Book, vibes, they're here to do something. So they back up and they run without even looking at anyone. They just go running after Arturo again.
Everyone looks at Nuro, who still has these wild shadow tendrils just floating about them. There's no other real way to describe it. And there is no doubt, even as they begin to sort of fade almost to an after image, Nuro's still not quite there yet. Nuro doesn't really look like Nuro right now. Maybe there, but maybe not. Minh, Fang, Tomo, following Nuro, staying here.
Following Nuro.
I don't trust that this is going to end peacefully anyway, so I'm going to stay here.
Okay. I've had worse. But I am going to have a wee nap now. Make sure you leave my room exactly as you left it.
Grandad, don't go to sleep. Well, I'll get you help.
I'll be fine. And he lays down, and you see that he is still breathing.
Okay, so he's not dying.
Oh, yeah. And then he Yoda disappears. No. No. You lay down, and for a moment you think he is gone, but you see that he is still breathing. Nuro, you are running. You are running in the direction. You are following the vibes. Mm-hmm. That's what Arturo would want.
Yeah.
The walls are still glowing. Everything is still... Matter of fact, it's redder and rawer and warmer than it was before.
Nothing feels right in here, does it? Everything just feels like it's defying its purpose, almost.
Well, that's where we get to the next tricky part. Because you round the corner and you see Arturo standing in the middle of a relatively large chamber. Mm-hmm. And on a pedestal, also in the middle of that chamber, looks to be some sort of red leather-bound book. And behind that red leather-bound book, as you and Tomo lift your eyes to see what's going on, and directly in front of you, you see a massive, ancient blue dragon.
War is Lucas Lee as Tomo, Georgie Hazel as Nuro, Ted Darling as Banji, myself Jesse Thomas as Minh Fang, and Ash Cooper as our Game Master, Grand Master of the White Lotus. The theme song and outro, as well as the Calydon theme, are both by Matt Harrison, and additional sound effects and music are from zapsplat.com. If you haven't already, jump on over to m3dice.com for some custom-made, artisanally touched, beautiful dice, as if crafted by the gods themselves. Asher over at M3 Dice is our wonderful new dice partner who is making us a Book of War dice. So if you want to get some dice that represents your favourite characters from the Book of War, head on over. You can do a little custom order and get yourselves some D6s if you play this game, or even a full D7 set. Ash over there is wonderful, and they will help you get the perfect set, I promise you. Even just check out their other stuff. It's actually incredible. You can also follow them on Instagram at M3Dice as well, and you can see all their beautiful products that they make. It's truly, truly breathtaking. If you're not on our Patreon, the last of our prequels have been released for all 4 characters, so jump on in. If you really want to know more about the show, if you want to help support us and get to know about these characters, jump on in and you can get access to that. Not only will you get access to the prequels, you will get access to our pilot arc, our Halloween arc, our Christmas arc, as well as access to reading the Book of War, our director's commentary post-show look at every episode in depth. You know, just tell you what was going through our brains when we were doing dumb stuff. We'd love your support, it would mean the world to us, and we always want more people in the Discord, so where are ya? A big thank you to our newest Patreon member, Drama, And the next episode will be out on the 17th. See you then.
Glad you're on our side.
Did you know combustion benders explode far more violently on the 15th of every month? No, should have done 5th of November. God damn it!
If you didn't remember.
I know. It's
I'll
in
take
the
another
rhyme.
medal, thanks.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, today's the 16th.
Oh,
God dang.
I
So
suck.
close.
God, I suck.